Hello everybody, my name is Z and today we are drawing the hero from Persona 3 Reload, Makoto Yuki. So in this video I'll be discussing my thought process when making this piece and some elements that I want to improve on in the future. Firstly, I like to map out my composition with the general rule of where things will be placed before officially drawing. This helps with visualization of the final piece and personally just to see if it's worth doing. A reoccurring issue you will notice in this drawing is Thanatos, the persona that is behind the main character. I really struggled to find a good pose for him, and I wasn't really familiar with his design. So even with extensive research of looking at images and free 3D models, I could not, for the life of me, draw him. So you'll see me struggle with that quite a bit. So when starting my brainstorming phase, I tend to use my mouse instead of my pen because it allows me to just be more loose, more carefree, and understand that it will not look the best and will not be perfect at the start. That kind of takes off a lot of the tension that I have when drawing. Now, to perform the persona style, it is highly recommended that you use a large brush. There isn't a specific size you'll need, but just one large enough to fill large spaces with black. This is because the style enforces large shapes with low detail, and that fits the big brush style. Personally, I like rendering and being more messy than the actual style, but that is my personal preference. I still use a large brush into a small brush for detail and rarely opting to Control Z for erasing instead. You will mainly see this in the hair/face region, where this is where I'm most comfortable and where I study the most on the persona style. In the body, I am more cautious on my strokes because I'm less experienced in that area, which is something I plan to work on in the near future. You will see I put low efforts in some areas such as the shirt and the pants, but those were intentional because of the outfit that the character has in Persona 3 Reload. Because the jacket and belt have so much features on them, it allows them to become more prominent if I simplify the other outfits around them. So I tend to enjoy the black and white aesthetic, but I know that isn't for everyone. You will see me add colors and remove them because they are for my work in progress posts on my socials and the description. Plus, for an overall better post for people that like colored and some people that like uncolored, it's good to have them all in one place. Now for the Thanatos Tsukuyomi, as I spent hours redrawing this character to fit the composition that I like, because I didn't like my previous take on it. It was most certainly cool, but it did not fit what I was going for. So one issue that I have with the style is how limited it can be to try to draw characters together or behind a focal point. You always kind of have to have them on the same plane with each other to make sense or to look really nice because it's a graphic based artwork or style. And yeah, it was a very difficult task to get him to fit, but enjoyed my suffering. So ultimately I decided to scrap the idea. Maybe some of the ideas looked pretty cool to you. Well, to me they looked pretty cool too, but unfortunately I couldn't find a way in my mind to have it work out, so I went with the clock that could be seen in the game reaching midnight. Personally, when drawing these characters, I like to implement elements in media that I am drawing from. So not only does it fit the theme and the artwork better, but fans of the franchise can enjoy the references to their beloved series, and I love to provide that for them. When picking colors for the characters in the background, I made sure to darken them so they fade into the background a bit more instead of possibly taking the entire focal point from the main character. Some things I would like to work on would be better line control of my big brush, confidence in clothing structure, and better outlining of composition at the start to save myself time in the end.